Because Jesus always had the belief that he would be raised from the dead, his big trust. And he told his disciples, the Son of Man will go to Jerusalem, be killed, and on the third day be raised again. And they seem to forget the last little phrase. Maybe Jesus didn't know how it would happen, or the circumstances of it. But he was a man of trust. Going back then to the ordinary, what I mean by that is the everyday life we live. There's a lot of trust in family. There was a young fellow I knew, there was all the trouble for a while in his life. Family didn't know where he was. Car disappeared one night, and his mother very worried, where is he? She got a sudden insight, a sort of message to her heart, and she just said, Jesus, you love my boy more than I do. Look after him. And that can be a great sort of sense of being able to realistically, not in a pious twaddle way, realistically hand over cares and others to God. And many people, I'm sure here tonight, have family, children, grandchildren, and loved ones away from home, looking for work. There's a sense in which we have to leave them in the hands of God as well. Even though we can text them every day, still we have the worry. And it's the same, as I say, in the commitments of our lives. We trust with religious life, in friendships, in marriage, that the love we want and the commitment to others and to God will last. Even at a time of higher divorce rate, nobody marries to get divorced. That's not in people's minds, no matter what. And if they do, then there is another ministry of the church of caring and helping them trust the Lord in a new way of life. Part of the trusting is to say that the future can be bright. At times we need to trust in big and small things. Sometimes God's hands are tied. We'd love to think that God can magically pay off all the debts at the moment. God wasn't sitting on the board of the banks. Or God wasn't in the car, driving the car where somebody would drink on them, maybe kill somebody close to us. God is the protector and the carer, suffering with us. What you do for the least of my people, you do for me. There's a great insight in the AA spirituality, Alcoholics Anonymous. I realize that I am over some area or areas of my life, I'm powerless. And I hand my life over to God as I know God. I hand my life over to God as I know God. And all of us have some view of God. None of us have the total one. No church has the total God. And so when we're in situations where we didn't cause some of the problems of our lives, we can find the protection of God. I think as well we learn to trust God over our lives. It doesn't all happen. I gave the example before of growing up with a stutter, and through it being finding out some lessons about trusting God, that sometimes things would be okay. Didn't make it easier, it made it bearable. And I think that can happen through the example of others when life is rough. So that we grow in trust in God in prayer, in the Eucharist. Also, we grow in trust in God in hearing the life stories of each other, sharing the faith. I remember a priest, a colleague of mine, telling me that the year after his ordination was a very, very tough year. It didn't all work out. It wasn't marvellous. He began to wonder, did I do the right thing at all? And he got through. And I remember the same thing happened for me. I thought it would be all marvellous from 7 or 8. It was the same old, as my grandmother used to say, the same on 3 and 4 was the next day, with all the fuss and failings. But his trust and his life story helped me at the time. And I think we can be like the disciples on the road to Emmaus. We can be supporters of each other, and of course we can do the opposite. So trusting is, in the story of the gospel, something that begins small, but at some stage our relationship with God and our trust in God can be big enough to shelter others. And it comes into all the ordinary times of life. No problem is small. What appears small to me can be big to somebody else and vice versa. And even though I always know of somebody who's in greater need than myself, still I have to deal with my stuff. And God is in the middle of that with me. He's there to help you deal with your problems, not with somebody else's all the time. Somebody wrote this reflection about trust. I think it's helpful. It doesn't answer all our questions. But it's written from the heart. And it gives us a view on how, with trusting in God, real trust in God, good things can happen in our life. And it goes like this. I asked God for strength that I might achieve. I was made weak that I might learn humbly to obey. I asked God for health that I might do greater things. I was given infirmity that I might do better things. I asked for riches that I might be happy. I was given poverty that I might be wise. I asked for power that I might have human praise. I was given weakness that I might feel the need for God. I asked for all things that I might enjoy life. I was given life that I might enjoy all things. I got very little I asked for, but everything I had hoped for. Almost despite myself, my unspoken prayers were answered. I am among